What is up? It's JD Watts back in with another video. So today we're to check out WWE top 10 Universal Championship and top 10 worst Universal Championship matches. Now I know the Universal Championship has had some dubs in its career, mostly about Roman Reigns, and then it had some Oldberg experiences. But so I already know Goldberg is gonna be in a lot of these videos. So appreciate all the love and support on the road to 10 subscribers. If you guys wanna watch the written video, the link will be down below. It is by partsFUNknown. If you go check them out, subscribe over there. Let's go. What the hell? What just happened? Alright. I'm looking forward
When
to
they
the video.
introduced the Universal Championship, WWE told us it was a belt named for us, which, given the way much of the 7-year history has played out, feels like bullying. It's a belt made with an eye to the future, they said, which is why 50-year-old Goldberg has held it twice, and its two lengthiest reigns have been part-timers. There have been some brilliant contests for the big blue and previously red belt. Those were outlined in last week's list, which was possibly
I've
the
seen
greatest
that off
wrestling list
camera,
ever
y'all.
made. Not
Just
my
let y'all
words.
know.
Kind of my words. But there has also been some hot garbage. In fact, putting this list together, I did the maths, and outside of the first and last entries, not including strikes or simply running into your opponent like a human dodge 'em, the matches herein contain a sum total of 8 different moves. What fun. I'm Dan, hailing from partsFUNknown, and these are the 10 worst Universal Championship matches ever. Number 10, Seth Rollins vs. Baron Corbin, Stomping Grounds 2019. A simply awful wrestling match, given a reprieve here because it contains,
I never watched that match,
wrestling. Baron Corbin was the epitome of go-away heat at this time, and Lacey Evans wasn't faring much better, so the decision to let Corbin choose Evans to be the special referee in this match, while sensible from a storyline logic perspective, was trash from an I want to enjoy my wrestling program perspective. The match plays out in just the most irritating fashion. Special ref Lacey as a classic heel, changing the rules mid-match, refusing to count pins, at one point low-blowing Seth herself. And there's nothing wrong with that per se, it's just that this kind of angle is something you want to put on your weekly TV show to build to the pay-per-view, where a more satisfying conclusion can play out. As the main event of your big show, it's not what the audience wants to see. And then when Becky comes out to even the odds, a regular referee counts the pin anyway, rendering the whole thing a bit bloody stupid. Number 9, Brock Lesnar vs. Braun Strowman vs. Kane, Royal Rumble 2018.
Didn't watch this match live, but I have seen
Kane
it.
doing in a world title match in the year of our Lord 2018? And the answer would be, honestly, not much. Booked entirely as a special attraction, I think trying to capitalize off the incredible big man fatal 4-way in the summer of 2017, this gets off to a rickety start when an overexcited Strowman tries to knee Brock's head off. Brock says no thank you, using the language he knows best, and lands a punch square in the side of Strowman's head that knocks the monster to his knees, and it never gets going from there. Where the SummerSlam match felt like a NASCAR race come to life, this feels like a high-speed chase between two steamrollers, and Kane is also there. At one point, Kane gets F5 through the announce table, which doesn't break, and then with beautiful comic timing, breaks when he tries to roll off it instead. What is, if I may, even the point? Number 8, Goldberg vs. Braun Strowman, WrestleMania 36.
Part 1. I know this is part 1.
While the iron is hot. If you said waiting 3 years and letting it happen as a quick solution to a Legend's contract ending in front of absolutely zero fans because you're not going to let some germs get in your way, then Vince, it's you! What are you doing here? The plan was for Goldberg to drop his newly won Universal title, and we will jolly well get to that, to Roman Reigns. But owing to the old pandemic, Reigns made the decision to stay home and not put himself or his family at risk. So instead, they popped Strowman in the prime spot, and at the 8th time of asking, this was his moment to become champ. Just a shame then that it was the pro wrestling equivalent of a petrol station sandwich. They jacked jaws for a little bit, and because we could hear every word, it all felt a bit cringe actually, and then the bashing started.
Yeah.
You get the feeling watching it back that in another time, in front of a live crowd, the sight of Goldberg trying to take down a redwood of a man would get a few gasps and ohs, but here it simply happens. It's nobody's fault, but it is quite rubbish. Number 7, Roman Reigns vs. Braun Strowman, Hell in a Cell 2018. I promise this isn't just a dunk on Braun Strowman list, although it's not that. But here is another example of how
The match where it ends. The match ends with no contest in a Hell in a Cell match where no rules are there's no rules, and the match ends with Brock Lesnar coming F5ing both of them, walking out, and just the WWE logo closing out the show. That's not How you going? You can't. Now, I wouldn't care if it was a regular TV program, but on a pay-per-view, excuse me, premium live event, on a premium live event, you have you have your main event ends in a no contest, and a match that there should be no contest. Play the video, man.
How tremendously badly a ball can be fumbled. You don't need to go back and watch this match. I did it for you, and that's why I hate you. Just know it's 23 minutes long and it ends in a no contest, which makes it the first bit of Hell in a Cell bobbins on this list. First of all, it was Strowman's Money in the Bank cash-in after his SummerSlam attempt had seen him spanked with the briefcase by Brock Lesnar, and his second attempt fell prey to a Shield reunion, which meant he got himself some running buddies in the shape of Ziggler and McIntyre, the monster aura well and truly slipping. And then the match exists as a Hell in a Cell greatest hits. Mick Foley's there because it's 20 years since his moment, which is recreated by Dolphin Seth. Lesnar comes down and rips the cage off the door, which, okay, is cool. But then apparently an F5 to each of the competitors is enough to have officials run down and call the entire match off as they can't compete anymore. F5s aren't that powerful. Want to know how I know? Strap in for the next two because number 6, Brock Lesnar versus
Brock
Roman
Lesnar.
Reigns, Greatest Royal Rumble. Setting the tone
Oh,
for
the
Saudi
steel
bollocks
cage
from the off,
match.
this show was quite rubbish, and slap bang in the middle was honestly one of the most stupid dumb pieces of bobbins I've ever seen. A cage match's rules are very clear. Pin, submit, or escape the cage and have both feet touch the floor. We've seen that last part used many a time with someone getting hung up on a cage or both competitors landing at different times. But of course, this was latter-day Vinnie Mac WWE, so egg all over my face for caring about consistency on any level. In the closing moments of the match, Reigns hits a spear on Lesnar so powerful.
I believe, yeah, right there. I remember when that happened. I believe they said Brock hit his feet on the floor first, but it was really Roman. I didn't watch this match. I just saw this clip. So do not patronize me in the comments.
The pair explode through one of the cage walls, which, to be fair, is kinda sick. Once they've landed, however, in plain view of the camera, Roman rolls off Lesnar and his feet hit the floor. Lesnar, meanwhile, is on his back with his feet in the air, because that's how spears work, and the cage door is still attached, meaning at no point do Lesnar's feet hit the floor. But the bell rings, Lesnar's declared the winner, and the announcers play commentary twister trying to explain how Lesnar hit the floor first, and that means he's the winner. Michael Cole, take your hand off red and put it over your mouth. That's bollocks and you know it. And all of that aside, it's basically just a lazy copy and paste repeat of their god-awful WrestleMania match, which is a real shame because number 5, Brock Lesnar Reigns WrestleMania 34. Not one to be dramatic, honest, but this match crushed my spirit. WrestleMania, for better or worse, is my favorite night of the year, and the main event of that show should feel the most special ever. So when a match is so dreadful it has crowds chanting, "This is awful and boring," I want to run away and hide and clutch my copy of X7 so close to my
Roman
chest
sits down on P. That's crazy.
This sucks. Roman was going on about how Lesnar was never around to defend his belt, which is so ironic Alanis Morissette would miss it entirely. But the crowd are so unbothered at this stage that it's like a walking art piece dedicated to how little Vince McMahon knew or cared about his audience.
That is kind of ironic. That's the fact how Roman saying that. And then, bro, why is my camera frozen? It says it's active, but also not saying that it's not frozen. Yo. Oh my god. What the? Bro, what is wrong with this? Why is my front camera on? Hold up. Oh my god, this fucking phone. No, front. There we go. Now, what? Okay, I remember what I was finna say now. Now, it's so ironic how Roman said that he wasn't around to defend his title, and then literally years later, Roman doing the exact same thing. Like now, he's taking another. What the hell is wrong with my camera? He's taking he's taking a leave until January of 2024. So we're not gonna see him for the remainder of this year. He defended his titles only 5 times this year. Yo, 5 times this year. One with Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble, and then the other one was against against Sami Zayn. The other one was against Cody Rhodes. The other one was against Jey Uso, and the last one was against LA Knight. That's crazy. Now, that's number 5. What's number 3? What could be number 3? I'm gonna try to guess this out, y'all. The Fiend versus Seth Rollins. The Fiend versus Goldberg. And man, they really should have did a lot better with the Fiend, man. It's such an easy character to develop, and Vince just. God damn it, I don't say nothing. We're gonna make him. We're gonna make him defend against Goldberg, and have him lose the match in under 5 minutes. That was a terrible Vince McMahon impression.
his interests at this moment. And in terms of content, over the course of 15 agonizing minutes, Brock Lesnar wrestles like he's being controlled by a 12-year-old playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Oh, I've got 6 finishes queued up. I guess I'll use all of them in a row. Reigns keeps kicking out, and every single time it's met by a groan from the crowd who just want to be released from this match, this feud, this character. Oh, hell, release me from this mortal plane. Anything to make it stop. Number 4, The Fiend vs. Goldberg, Super Showdown 2020. Sullying the good name of Dreadful, after months and months of building this unstoppable monster clown who had run down challenges, survived a sledgehammer to the head, and created something reminiscent of genuine excitement from a jaded fanbase, you have him defeated in short order, not by a monster of similar proportions, but by a walking action figure with one, count it one, jackhammer. And it's not even a very good jackhammer at that. I say
It was
this
a
as someone who
suplex.
genuinely likes Goldberg and the aura he carries with him, but the man had no business being near the world title during his latter runs, let alone for a second time, and certainly not at the flippin' expense of the Fiend character. Truly, I'm struggling to find the words to explain how incredulous this match made me feel, and since I don't want this list to devolve into noises, I'll leave it to my learned colleague Luke Owen, whose exasperated bafflement sums it up better than I ever could.
Oh my God.
She just beat him! He just beat him! Number 3, Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso, SummerSlam 2023. Putting this list together has made me so thankful for the Tribal Chief. 5 years of trying to relentlessly force big dog.
Whoa, really? For real? Y'all really think that? They got that as top 3 of the worst? I'm sorry, I didn't see it as the worst. I seen it live. I was kind of hyped. The ending was just not what I expected. It was terrible, but I liked the match. And I feel like some people in the comments are gonna be like, "Yo, what are you talking about? That joint was awful. You are just oh my." But I really don't see it. I don't see it being bad. I'm gonna let him explain. I'm gonna hear what he gotta say. Cause I don't think he thinks it was bad.
Roman down our gullets was interminable, but the epic head of the table reign featured more than its fair share of classics. But for many, this match was the moment where the story jumped the shark, and while I'm personally not ready to give up on it completely, I can understand why so many hit their ejector seat. A dull, dragged out bit of melodrama that rehashed the same tired pattern of every recent Roman match, just with added waiting time between moves. The tribal combat rules went out the window pretty quickly too, as it turned out to be simply no DQ by any other name, and a suggestion that it might rule out interference also went tits up, as Jimmy Uso went back on his apparent abandoning of the troop to prevent his own brother from winning. For a legion of fans, this felt like one twist too far, and the fury rolled in as it ruined an otherwise spectacular storyline. Rumor has it there is still a hole in Pete Quinnell's TV screen, born through the power of his death stare alone. Number 2, Kevin Owens vs. Goldberg, Fastlane 2017. This match made me really cross for a whole bunch of reasons, but the one right at the top of
Pause the. Oh my God! This laptop is my camera. Why won't it? Yo. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with the camera. I'm gonna open it back up. Wrong app. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Bro. There we go. This match right here, well, this year, 2017 was a bad year of bad ratings. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Gender. Anyways, but this match, bro. Well, first let's run it back. Let's go to the Royal Rumble. I had two picks to win the Royal Rumble. I either wanted Chris Jericho, so him and Kevin Owens could have a championship match at WrestleMania, or it could have been Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt could have won the title. Randy Orton could have won the title at Elimination Chamber. Have Bray Wyatt versus Orton at WrestleMania with Bray winning. That would have been good. Wait, who was the 27 were? Oh yeah, it was Randy Orton. Yeah, I don't think Randy should have beat Randy. The match sucked. Wait, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. You have Kevin Owens lose a match against Oldberg. The Oldberg. But it's the fact how it was Chris Jericho that distracted him. Chris Jericho distracted Kevin Owens. Goldberg hit him with a spear, a jackhammer, and just finishes the match. What were they thinking? Now, hold on. What would be number one? Because there's been a lot of terrible matches with Goldberg. There was three Goldberg matches on here.
Of it is that it shouldn't be on this list. There was precisely zero good reason to have Goldberg challenge for the Universal title at any stage, let alone at the expense of a brilliant story that had been building for months right before WrestleMania. We'll do the match first. There isn't one. Owens paces about like a coward for a while, then Jericho's music distracts him. Goldberg hits his combo and it's over. There. Rubbish. Now, Lesnar-Goldberg at WrestleMania was brilliant, but it simply didn't need the belt.
It was
already
okay.
a draw. The stakes were about Goldberg having Lesnar's number and whether the Beast could overcome it. That's all, and the crowd wanted to see it. I could just about understand putting the belt there if you wanted to turn it into the main event, but it went on third from last. Meanwhile, the actual main event story, the one people were buying into, featuring regularly competing stars, was bantered off in the lower card, and Vince ended up calling it the worst match in WrestleMania history. Viewer, it wasn't even the worst match on that show. It was this callous dismissal that ultimately led Chris Jericho to decide his future lay outside of the WWE. So it's a fun thought exercise to imagine what the wrestling world might look like if they'd done it the right way. And number one, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend.
Oh
Hell in a
my
Cell 2020.
God.
Having a killer belt, a gimmick, a stipulation, and drive a legion of paying fans to scream bloody murder for a refund by bathing the ring in red light and pissing all over our hopes and dreams. That's how. Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse and The Fiend character had caught fire with fans who were delighted by the twisted nature of the gimmick. As Bray made appearances on breakfast TV in the friendly Mr. Rogers Dr. Jekyll half of the character, at least to me, it felt like a moment where the lightning bulb clicked, and it was the perfect opportunity to whack the title on him and do something really interesting. But why do something interesting when you can do something stupid instead, eh? When Rollins hits his first stomp and The Fiend stands up, the crowd roar in excitement, but that excitement is quickly diminished as Rollins does about 12 more, which don't work. Diminishing returns are a thing, and when he uses every tool in the box, literally, and bonks Fiend on the head with a sledgehammer, the match is called off. This despite the entire point of Hell in a Cell being the most sadistic, brutal, final nuclear option match, and yes, that's 2 no contests 2 years running. The fans in attendance rained down vicious boos, demanding the match be restarted, and even were chanting for AEW, which at that point had aired exactly 2 episodes of television. It smashed The Fiend's momentum into a brick wall, and it never truly managed to get back to the fervent heights it had experienced, something about which I am still very, very cross. And that's our list. I'm going for a long bath, during which time I would like you to feel very sorry for me, and then I want you to make it up to me by liking, subscribing, and leaving us a little comment, and then watching one of our other lists, like this one here.
I got you, bro. I got you, bro. You good, man. I know. That was hard. I feel that was hard for you, man. But yo, let me talk to you. Just playing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's your boy JD Watson. I'm out.